Okay, so
Stop.
Stop it.
You stop it.
Stop it. Okay, guys, welcome back to a another episode of that show, Unframe Your Mind, or Unframe of Mind, or Mind's Unframed. Okay, I just want to start off in saying that it's a pleasure to be here, and pleasure myself. I mean, it's a pleasure for myself to be here, not that I actually pleasure myself. But let's start off. I'm gonna read you a snippet from this.
It's a.
Let me see here. Let me make sure I get to the right place here.
You said it's a very what kind of book did you say it was when I
let me read you a snippet from this extremely racist book. Even if I never. Even if I never went on the offensive, there are a lot of people gunning for me now. One of the problems when you become successful is that jealousy and envy inevitably follow. There are people, I categorize them as life's losers, who get their sense of accomplishment and achievement from trying to stop others. As far as I'm concerned, if they had any real ability, they wouldn't be fighting me. They'd be doing something constructive themselves.
No,
that is page 59, last paragraph from the most racist book in America. You can see it down there. See that white text right there? Most racist book in America. Okay, there we go.
So I've been working my way through this book. First of all,
racist.
I know. It's good. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna be a proper racist, I gotta read from the best. Top dog racist. So I'm reading through this book, and I read that paragraph. And it made me think of the exact situation that's going on right now with CNN and the mainstream media. You could have just put CNN right into that paragraph, and even though this book was written back in 79 or something like that, it would have fit right in. It cracked me up so bad.
Yes.
Yeah, what was the copyright date on it again?
Well, this one right here is copyright 1987 by Donald J. Trump. 1987.
Oh, sorry.
So you're off by about 8 years.
For some reason, I was thinking 78, but yeah, 87. But still, 87. What's 30 years old?
30
years old. 30 years ago, Trump was kind of already calling out these assholes.
Well, it's funny that his mannerisms and the way he speaks has not changed since this. Mm-hmm. It's still the same.
Yeah, the way he talks.
I call them life's losers, and let me tell you, I have a lot of friends. There are a lot of really good friends in high places that will say the same thing about these life losers.
It's funny, though, because when you start reading the book at the very beginning, he kind of lays out, what a week schedule might look like. Not a WEAK week schedule, but his schedule. Anything but week. I read through the first couple days and I already felt like a lazy asshole. God, this dude is making all these calls, meetings.
Can you define to me what a lazy a-hole is? Do you not hold it in? It just comes barreling out?
Yes, yeah. It makes me feel like...
Literal reference.
Like that, I have no control over my bowels. Okay. And he did. I don't know. But at any rate, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to...
touch on that.
Highlight a couple interesting paragraphs that came out of it so far.
Well, let's go to one more that you highlighted for me. So this is page 111 in the most racist book in America.
Before you read it, let me set up some context for that one because it doesn't read as smooth with it. Which paragraph was it?
Paragraph number 2.
Oh yeah. Because he's during this particular section, he's going through talking about how he was putting a bid on some property to try to develop it and stuff like that, and he was talking about how he can come in for almost half the cost of what the government was saying that they could build the same thing for. So go ahead. I think that's enough context. So hear what the racist says about this.
Page 111. Art of the Racist. Not surprisingly, that raised some eyebrows and even got us some attention in the press. But there was a scarcely an improving peep from the politicians. I discovered, for the first time, but not the last, that politicians don't care how much things cost. It's not their money.
What do you think about that?
I think it's 100% truth. Politicians don't give a crap. We can go back and watch documentaries of what's the military contractor I can't remember their name, but essentially in the documentary they didn't care. They were just going to charge the government whatever they wanted. Mm-hmm. So they were bringing trucks over to haul equipment and things like your regular, tractor trailer trucks, whatever. And they said, "Oh, don't even bother putting an oil filter on them. When it blows up, we'll just sit there and ship another one over there and charge the government for it."
Yeah.
They were sitting there talking about how barbers over there on the base were making like $80,000 a year just being a barber. But yet, dude, the private,
he wasn't making probably.
He was making like $29,000 a year, putting his life on line. But the barber's making $80,000. So obviously,
well, the government was getting charged $80,000, I would imagine.
Yeah,
and the barber himself was probably not making $80,000.
No, he probably was. I'm pretty sure he was, but just the fact that the politicians didn't care how much it cost. Yeah, because of course it wasn't their money.
Yeah,
so that's the way it is.
Multiple reports of multiple trillions of dollars coming up missing from
the Pentagon.
Like, I know a lot of people talk about 9/11, Tower 7. I don't know, but just the fact that the government can manage just misplacing trillions of dollars and nobody asks any questions.
Well, I mean, I guess it's really easy because it's just a matter of a few keystrokes nowadays. It's not literally misplacing trillions of physical currency.
Yeah, right.
It's like, bloop, oh, where'd it go?
So it's kind of interesting, and I have.
Oh, not to mention.
Yeah.
What was that story that was in the news? I think it was in Canada or wherever it was, but basically the government was saying, hey, to build these 7 stairs for the elderly to come down, it was going to cost the city $65,000. I saw that. And
story.
Dude built them for like $950 out of wood.
Yeah.
And granted, people were
and he actually hired a homeless guy to help him build them.
Yeah, but anyway,
creating jobs, doing it for way under budget, solving a need.
Yeah.
It's a public park to begin with.
But the funny thing was that people were attacking him. Oh, those wood stairs aren't going to hold up in winter, blah, blah. Okay, that doesn't matter. The fact that the city was saying for these 7 steps, it was going to cost $65,000.
And it would probably be
for steps and a handrail.
Yeah, and it would probably be a couple years before they...
Like, even if they did make it out of concrete and it was up to code and everything, you probably could have got it done for maybe a couple thousand. Okay. I mean, I can go probably hire a concrete company to say, hey, I want you to fix the stairs in front of my house. Okay, they're going to put up, their little 2x4s and their form, and they're going to fill it in, let it dry, and set and all that stuff, and it probably cost me $1,000.
Yeah,
but $65,000 for a few stairs. That's where that comes in. Politicians don't care.
So I'm just to wrap that up. I want to know, have you read this racist book? Have you finished it? I'm probably about almost halfway through, and I have a feeling I'm going to find a few more, premonitions, if you will, little nuggets of kind of the ideas that he has in his mind about how the government works and how he's kind of applying that. I know a lot of people talk about him being inconsistent and being all over the place, but I don't know. I think it's in terms of the role of government and the way it interacts with business.
I think he's been pretty consistent on that point.
He's been real consistent in terms of the business world stuff. Now, as far as like,
I don't even like the man.
Right. I mean, as far as like foreign policy and race or identity politics and stuff like that, he's falling on his ass right now. He's falling for every trap that gets set up for him. But when it comes to the economy and business and the way they interact with government, like 30 years ago, he's already saying this stuff in a book, meaning he already had these ideas way before that, I'm sure, even. So, I mean, let me know in the comment section below if you've read this book. Give us a page and paragraph of your favorite nugget that you had picked up out of this book, or if you hated it. I would say
explain in the context how he kind of has evolved from where he said it 30 years ago to where he's at today.
Yeah,
like how does that apply?
Yeah, how is the more shit changes, the more it stays the same. So, thanks for watching.